Hello Gemini, Gemini Rising, and Gemini Moon people. This is your weekly astrological and card horoscope for the week starting April 10th, 2017. And a quick reminder for you guys, yes, I did put up that video all about why your rising sign is actually relevant, and no, it's not just an astrologer trying to hedge their bets. So if you want to check it out, you can always go to the main channel page. It's right at the top under recommended. I think it's recommended or featured or whatever. And there's also, I think, going to be a reminder on this video anyway. You can click the link on too. It'll open in a new tab. And of course, if you ever want to find me to get a session with me, you do need to go to my website and check out integrativemysticism.com. That's the website. And you can schedule yourself a session. I have a self-scheduling system, or you can order a downloadable video file. Plenty of ways. So what is going on with your astrology this week? Well, Gemini, when it comes to your astrology this week, we do have a full moon in Libra, in your 5th house of love, romance, and your relationships with your children, forming a gorgeous supportive sextile to Saturn, currently in your committed partnership sector. And this is a time to start thinking about how a partnership is meant to be cemented. You know, because this is a great love time, I think, for a lot of the early signs, the Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer people in particular. But for a lot of you, we are actually getting something crystallized with somebody. If you're looking for new love and you're single and looking, this may actually start to bring new people into your space. Saturn's in your 7th house, so it's definitely saying, look, Gemini, we're only going to manifest people for you that, you know, will go the distance, that are, you know, that you're going to be able to have that 50-50 equal two strong partners kind of thing. We're not really going to, you know, we're not going to have the entangled sort of like, you know, drama fests that, you know, sometimes we can get when we're looking for love. And so Saturn may be making it feel like you're not meeting people, but it's also sparing you a lot of stuff, believe me. But with this full moon, we may actually be meeting somebody over the next 2 weeks who does fit the ticket quite well. We also have, with this full moon in the 5th house sextile your Saturn, an opportunity to perhaps even birth something with a partner, whether we are trying to maybe even have a child, expand on our family, or this full moon may even bring an opportunity to birth a business with a partner, whether it's your BFF, boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, or even to birth a creative project that bonds this couple closer together. Very, very nice. Very, very nice connection. Towards the end of the week, we do have the Sun conjunct Uranus in your 11th house of friendships and social networking, and it looks to me like there's going to be an opportunity and a chance opportunity to reunite with a friend that you feel like you sorely need in your life, and they have not been there in a very long time. Usually with Uranus in our 11th house, they can be a little bit disruptive because we tend to notice which of our friends are true blue. Do we have true blue friends, or are they just associates? Or do we have, you know, where is the close, tight bond that we want to have? Or perhaps, again, the Sun conjunct Uranus, is there somebody who we miss because they're not like the people we have around us. They're completely unique. They don't assimilate into the social culture that you don't even like. We have a way to reunite, which is great. So what is going on with your cards this week? Well, for your spiritual advice, we do have the card of the Sorceress. And the Sorceress card is a very empowering card, honestly, because it talks about not just surrendering all the time. It's talking about being a co-creator in action. Co-creators are people who are willing to work their will. You know, so we're not co-creating if we're not doing anything. And that's kind of the lesson with the Sorceress. You know, when we think about, I always tell people, think about the wizard, the witch, the sorcerer, the healer, they're not people who just sit around and wait for permission or external cues. You know, those are people that go out and, again, realize that they have creator power within them. And the Sorceress card is saying don't be afraid to enforce your will or to, again, exercise your willpower in that way. Sometimes the Sorceress card can also have a very plain Jane association with it, which means you need to be the initiator. You need to reach out. You need to go first. You're the one with the first foot on the ground, and you may notice that people are just waiting for a leader, and that's going to be you. For your Earth sector, when it comes to your work and finances, we do have the 7 of Wands, reversed. This week, honestly, this card can talk a little bit about how much is too much when it comes to any dialogues that we're having about finances, or possibly even maybe accidentally going too far with a financial plan. If you are trying to, say, qualify for a loan or a mortgage, or you are trying to get a new job, or you're trying to get more hours, the Seven of Wands reverse says, we will get what we're looking for. But if we go too far and we take too much, or we take on too much, you know, all of a sudden it's overkill. And we want to be careful of that because, you know, transitioning from working 40 hours a week to 52 hours a week is a lot to do. Taking on a situation that, you know, with the Seven of Wands reversed, we are not prepared to hold a strong position over can also be detrimental in the long run, even though it may provide instant gratification in the short term. Keep shopping, keep looking. Right now, I don't like the idea of a lot of you just kind of accepting too much because you want anything. Now, for those of you looking for a new job, the Seven of Wands reversed again does say we will get it, but be careful about coming off too hungry. Believe me, you will get a big plate, and it will match the hunger that you're displaying. And again, if your eyes are too big for your stomach, well, you know, you've got to make sure that you can correct that. We don't want to give off the false impression that we are available or can do more than we should, because people will take advantage of that. For your communications with air, when it comes to your friends, your relatives, and the others in your life, we've got the Five of Swords reversed. Beautiful card to get reversed because this talks about patching up and reconnecting. You know, again, we talk about friends and relatives, you know, we can fight. People, you know, some people fight, you know, we get distant, we have arguments, we don't know why, or we do know why, but it's been so long. And the Five of Swords reverse is saying opportunities to patch up and reunite are coming with these folks here. And we've got such a big focus on that right now with you, Gemini, on like, how do you get good friends? How do you get a good support system? You know, how they say, you know, your friends are, you know, are there, you know, it's like, okay, boyfriends, girlfriends come and go, but your best friends are there forever. Well, what about, where are those forever people? That's what I always ask people, where are those forever people? You don't just drop them every time you get into a relationship or get what you want, you know, so where are those people? You know, and I'm only saying it that way because I do know a Gemini, and he and I both know a friend who does that. He's not a Gemini, though. The Five of Swords reverse can also indicate an opportunity to maybe reconnect with somebody we've had a recent altercation or fight with, and again, preserve this connection and patch things up before we have hurt feelings for too long. Because sometimes the longer we let them sit, the harder it is to get them to go away. So that's good news. For your challenge this week with fire, we do have the Moon card, upright. This week I want you to be very careful about trusting too much to first impressions. Again, it looks a lot like this week is all about Gemini people making sure that they're not taking on so much because they are in a place where they feel like they need it right now. You know, I mean, sometimes we do that. We take on way too much. We kind of just go overboard because we're trying to make sure that we never end up in a situation where we feel lack again. And the Moon card upright is saying, again, be careful, everything comes with a price. And also with the Moon card as a challenge, though, not trusting the first impressions, don't be afraid to investigate. You know, sometimes when the Moon card shows up as a challenge, we need to pay attention to where people are trying to keep us from investigating a little bit, investigating into that job opportunity, investigating into that statement that person said. You know, is he telling the truth, or is she trying to distract me, or is she, you know, are they making things up? And the Moon card can also say, you know, not everything that you see on the surface is going to stay that way. So that doesn't mean it's bad, it just means it's going to be different. And it's important to kind of see, well, what does it look like by any other light? You know, what does it really look like? Because something could be messing with our heads a little bit. Not maybe in a nefarious way, but still in an inconvenient way. For your emotions with water and your romantic life, we've got the Queen of Pentacles, reversed. I feel like this week there could be some challenges on the love front, nonetheless, even though we've got a beautiful love week in terms of astrology. And the Queen of Pentacles reversed can show up where an earth sign, a Virgo, Taurus, or Capricorn, or somebody who carries a lot of those energies in their disposition, may be sort of leaning too much on us, or leaning too much on the relationship. And it's kind of that sort of neediness, or that I want you to do it kind of thing. Usually with the Queen of Pentacles reversed, we can see this is not even our partner, it's not even our crush, it could be a relative, it could be an in-law, it could be one of our kids. With the Queen of Pentacles reversed, we tend to see somebody else's neediness, or possibly even wasting our time that we could be spending with a partner, with a sweetheart, We could also be noticing maybe our partner wasting time, or maybe even wasting money, so to speak, for reasons that can't be revealed, obviously, because it's a general reading, but there is sort of an argument or a dispute about waste that does need to happen. For those of you who are single and looking, the Queen of Pentacles reversed is indicating here, again, be careful about folks who are not maximizing their time with you on these dates. You know, make sure that we're not dealing with too much tardiness or anything along those lines, because I'm just feeling like carelessness is the issue. Nothing mean, it's just negligence, for whatever reason, and so I feel like that just needs to be addressed, okay? Follow the energy of that sorceress. Don't be afraid to work your will, and just kind of call out where this is, it's like, oh look, I understand that you might be having a bad day, but this just can't be a norm, okay? So that is your horoscope, Gemini. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please like, share, and subscribe. You know I appreciate it. And of course, if you ever want to get a session, you can always follow the links below, or go to integrativemysticism.com. And it sounds like somebody's standing outside my door with a phone. I'll have to check that out.